Now, police are investigating an incident in which 2 people were shot dead in the Durban Magistrates Court. It's believed that a man and a woman were attending a divorce hearing when the shooting occurred.
The suspect, who is believed to be a policeman, then turned the gun on himself. KwaZulu-Natal police say that the incident happened as court was about to resume. Our reporter Sbongakonke Mbatha has been following the story.
We're still outside the Durban Magistrates Court where the unfortunate happened earlier this morning. There seemed to have been a lot of unanswered questions building up to this afternoon as to what transpired, the reason behind it, how many fatalities. But I have with me the spokesperson for the police in KwaZulu-Natal, Colonel Sbongakonke, who's just going to give me full details as to what happened earlier this morning inside. A very good afternoon to you, Colonel.
Good afternoon.
What exactly transpired inside? We do understand snips and bits. We were getting information as to there were 2 fatalities and 1 person was injured. And it is, of course, alleged that it is the perpetrator who survived the shooting that happened inside court this morning. Kindly bring us to detail as to what exactly happened inside this morning.
What exactly happened is that it was court where the divorce matters are discussed and conclusions that are made. And then there was a divorce matter between the deceased as well as the perpetrator. And I'm told at 11 o'clock there was a tea break. And then just before they could go back to restart at the court, that's when the suspect fired shots towards the ex-wife, and the brother who was giving her the support. And then he turned the gun to himself. And these 2 died instantly. And the suspect sustained critical injuries, and he was rushed to the hospital. As I'm talking now, the scene is still on, and the motive of the killing is not known and is subject to investigation.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, it has been quite a traumatic experience this past morning. We understand that court had to adjourn. The entire building had to be rid of people. People were told to step aside so that the police continue with their work. Will the court resume with its normal proceedings for other courts, or are they adjourning for the entire day until tomorrow?
Although I cannot talk for NPA, but what I can tell you is that in that court, the court was closed as it was the crime scene where everything happened there. And I can confirm to you that that court was closed, and the way the employees, the workers, personnel that are working there, where others, they've gone home because a lot of them were traumatized because the incident took place inside in front of some of them, and others who were in the foyer, and all those people were traumatized. So that court has been closed.
Seeing that the police managed to get information as to how everything transpired inside court, from the eyewitnesses, what are they telling the police? How did the entire situation play out? How many shots were fired?
According to the people, the personnel that were inside the court, they are telling even the body, although I cannot confirm the number of bullet injuries, but both the deceased had several gunshot wounds all over the body, in the upper parts of the body. And according to the witnesses that were there, it was a very traumatic experience. And some of them, they couldn't even continue staying in their offices. And the police are still there, and they've organized also for the personnel for counseling.
Just lastly, the charges that are faced by the perpetrator, we do understand that he was the one rushed to hospital. What charges is he faced with?
For now, he'll be facing the double murder. And remember, he tried to commit suicide, and he's under police guard as he's there in the hospital.
And of course, lastly, once again, we do understand that he's a police officer. Kindly clarify that information for us. Who is he? Where was he working from?
Yes, he is a police officer. I'm told he was stationed in one of the stations outside Durban, in KwaMashu, in those areas. And he was here attending the matter. I cannot tell you whether he was off duty or who is on, but he has come to court to attend this divorce matter.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
That was, of course, a spokesperson for the police in KwaZulu-Natal, Colonel Mbele, giving us clarification and further detail as to what transpired inside the Durban Magistrates Court this morning. And, of course, bringing us into full circle as to how the matter happened and what is expected to happen from now. We understand that the person who was rushed immediately to hospital is indeed the perpetrator, as the Colonel confirmed earlier on that he tried to turn the gun towards himself. He had realized what he had done, and wanted to also end his life. And of course, he's now faced with double murder charges. We will be keeping track of the matter itself as days progresses and keeping tabs as to what is happening in hospital with him. We will be keeping track of the story as any information comes to forth. It's back to studio.
Thanks.